everyone, this is Hobby Crochet, and today I would like to share with you this lovely little jumper, sweater or vest, you call it different names. And this picture was my inspiration. I saw it on Pinterest, but I've decided not to make the dress because it will be no use to me. If you want to make a dress, just the last 2 rows you avoid where I did decrease, and just keep going with this pattern for as long as you want. And this is fully adjustable. You can make it any size. You just need to start not with the chain I wanted. You can make it smaller and then follow the pattern. It will be exactly the same. Or if you start with the larger chain, it will be for bigger size. This is the size SM, fits perfectly. This is quite bulky, very chunky and bulky. I've been using Chunky Yarn pumpkin spice, and it is very chunky. It is Aldi brand if you want to know. This is 400 grams, 198 meters. So 100 gram will give us 50 meters only. So that is very chunky. And for this little sweater I used 450 grams of altogether. So it is a little bit of white in it. And I was using crochet hook number 10. It is 6 millimeters. This is very simple pattern. There's no increase, no decrease. All increase I was making by playing with double crochets and extended double crochets. And you can see this mainly you've got the chain, and then you go sideways, and then when you reach your shoulders you go down without any increase. And this when you want to make armpits, armholes, you just drop it. I've made a chain and continue for how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and then the last 2 rows I made a decrease just to tighten it around your waist that it doesn't go up. But I wanted this shape to be quite bulky and chunky, and you know, it looks great. You can see on the picture. If you like the way I see this, follow my instructions and we can make this. I've made chain 81. Then I want to connect it with slip stitch into the first chain, and this chain you put on your shoulders and it should fit nicely on your collarbones. If you want, I can measure this for you. The one I've got, you stretch it slightly, and it is 39 centimeters or 15.5 inches. I wanted this to lay on my shoulders. So first row I want to make extended double crochet. So to start the row I will make chain 1 into the same stitch, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I want to work into the back bumps. So I will turn the chain, skip 1 bump, and will work into this 3rd bump, yarn over, extended double crochet into the loop, pick the yarn, pull it out, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, yarn over, make chain 1, yarn over, pull it through the rest of 2 loops, chain 1, skip 1 bump and into the next bump, extended double crochet, first you make like ordinary double crochet, but then yarn over and make chain 1, and this is it, chain 1, yarn over into the loop, skipping 1 bump into the next, drop a loop, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, yarn over, pull it through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, chain 1. And this is extended double crochet I will make all around, and in my circle I should have 41 extended double crochet. My yarn is separates on a little strings, so I have to be very careful to have a nice neat job, but you may use different yarn. And this is what I will make. I will finish the row into the second chain, slip stitch, then into this first gap I'm making single crochet, chain 3, into the next gap, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the next gap, and this will be the pattern for row 2. Chain 3, single crochet. Let's finish the row with slip stitch into the first single crochet, and then row 3 I will make 2 slip stitches just to come in the middle of this chain, and I start my row. I want to make double crochet. For that I will go chain 1, single crochet and chain 1. This will be my first double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet into the same chain space, double crochet into the next chain space, chain 1 and double crochet into the same chain space, next chain space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, next chain space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and I will continue the row. I want to finish the row into the chain, first chain, slip stitch, row 4, chain 1, single crochet into the previous space, chain 2, and this will make me one extended double crochet, chain 2, and extended double crochet between these V stitches, chain 2, extended double crochet between V stitches on top of the single crochet, basically, if you line it up, chain 2, and next extended double crochet above single crochet between V stitches, chain 2, and I will finish the row. I will finish the row with slip stitch into the second chain, and next row will be again like a previous row, V stitch. So I want to go into this space, next space. I will make single crochet, and then I will make chain 1, 2. So single crochet, chain 1 will represent one double crochet, and chain 1, this is chain of one chain between them, double crochet, ordinary double crochet. So I'm playing ordinary double crochet and extended double crochet. Next space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, next space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and this will go around the row. I will finish the row as usual with slip stitch into the chain, and I want to start with white, so I will finish this stitch with white. And for white, I will go with back post single crochet to start the row, and this is what we do. Like this. Pull your loop, because I've got the tail is a little bit inconvenient, but that's alright. Let's do it once again. I've got the stitch, and then I've got around this post, first post, I want to insert my hook, pull the yarn just like that, yarn over and pull it through. This is back post single crochet, and then I will make chain 1, back post double crochet around the next post, then it will be chain 1 and again back post double crochet, if you don't like doing that, do just ordinary double crochet. Two back post double crochet and chain 1, and again 2 back post double crochets and chain 1. This will be for my first white row. And chain 1. This is how it goes. To finish white row, I will make a slip stitch, and I want to finish it in brown. Just pick the brown string and next row will be 2 extended double crochet, chain 1. So, and extended double crochet, I want to make again back post double crochet. So I'm trying to start the row with back post single crochet. So insert it around the last post, pull it out. This is back post single crochet, chain 2 for extended double crochet, and then extended double crochet, back post extended double crochet, chain 1, and again extended double crochet, back post extended double crochet, and next one, and chain 1, and do it all again. 2 extended back post double crochet, and chain 1, and this will be the pattern for the next row, and this will create me brown braid and white braid, what I wanted. I've made 2 extended double crochet, chain 1, and to finish the row I will finish with white, slip stitch, and the next row will be white. It will be single crochet, I will make chain 1 and single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then skipping 2 stitches, 1, 2 into the 3rd stitch, single crochet, again chain 3, and single crochet, skipping 2 stitches into the third, chain 3, skipping 2 stitches into the third, single crochet, and this will be my row. Chain 3, skip 2 into the third stitch, single crochet. I will finish chain white with single crochet, and I don't need white anymore. I will pick brown, white one I will pull, and then I will secure it later. So for next row, I think it's row 9, I want to start with either this chain or the previous chain. So which one is easier? I think I will make a slip stitch for the next chain, 1 slip stitch, and then it will be extended double crochets. I will make 2 extended double crochet, 3 extended double crochet, 2 extended double crochets, 3 extended double crochet. So first extended double crochet, you make single crochet, chain 2, and extended double crochet. Let's make 3 extended double crochet into the first arch, next arch will be 2 extended double crochets, and so on. Next one will be 3, and I will continue the row. I want to secure white yarn. I will make a knot on the inside, and then I will take those strings separately, one at a time, you hide those yarn as best as you can. There's no right and wrong here. This is what I wanna do. I will go up and down with this yarn, for as long as I can, and take it down to the white stitch, and then through the next white stitch, and basically so on. I will do with the same with this end. The first loop, if I have a look here, I want to finish it nicely. I want to pull this end through like this, and then I will secure it on the other end I can separate it again. Take half of the strings. Make a knot. And then these two strings, I can take one to the right, one to the left, hiding it behind the stitches. To finish this row, I will make a slip stitch into the top chain. And so far we've made 9 rows. This is basically the top of our sweater. And next row will be final row before we separate for the front and for the back. And this is the key point. Basically, if you want your top to be my size, like SM, just a sec, like this. This is around your chest area. And for size SM, I have 19 inches or 49 centimeters roughly. So this is the key point. Before you separate your vest, your jumper for the front and for the back, you have to make sure that you've got around this collarbone area. I have 108 stitches. I don't know how I did this one, but at the moment I've got 102 stitches. So what I will do, of course you can go back and undo and count every stitch, but I don't want to do it. So what I will do, I will just add 6 stitches all around with my next row. So to add 6 stitches, I will add 2 on the sides, 2 here, and 2 over there. I can put stitch markers that to help me. I will go roughly. I don't think it will make much difference if you count every stitch, but you can go for it if you want. This is just wine glasses markers, to be honest, but they work well. So I will place 6 over stitch markers. And 2 more on the sides. Okay, and with next row is 3 extended double crochet and chain 1. So I start with exactly the same point. I will make chain 1 and single crochet. So this is my first double crochet, second double crochet. Oh, I need extended double crochet. I'm very sorry. So it will be single crochet and chain 2. then next extended double crochet into the next stitch, it will be 2 and 1 more, 3 and chain 1. This is the pattern for this row. Skip 1 stitch. Let me go to the first marker and make 1 increase, first increase. And this is where my first marker. I've made 1 single crochet, and at this point I can make 2 single crochets into the same stitch. 1, 2, chain 1, skip 1, into the next stitch. I'm making 3 extended double crochets and chain 1. If next increase will come on the space, you can, stitch marker, if it line up on the chain space, on the just a space place, you can easily move it right, left, play with it. It will not really be much difference with your pattern. So I will go around and make sure that by the end of this row I have 108 stitches. By the end of row 10 I should have 27 of these 3 extended double crochet clusters, and I want to separate them. I want to keep 7 for the back. I can put my stitch markers. Then I will make 6 for the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then I will make 8 for the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And another 6 has to be for the arm. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And this is how I separate. Now the row 11, I think. The pattern for this row is gonna be 3 extended double crochet separated by chain 1, and they will go on top of the middle double crochet. So making first single crochet, chain 2, 1 extended double crochet, chain 1 between them, next one into the same space, chain 1, one more into the same space, chain 1, next extended double crochet cluster on top of the middle stitch, middle double crochet, 1, chain 1, chain, and another one, chain, came to my marker. I will make a couple more. Chain and one more. And then it's gonna be chain 11, but I have a nasty knot over here, so I want to move this nasty knot not on the chain but on this spot. So I will undo my last double crochet and just go from that. Then I will make a knot myself, nice and neat. And how I will make a knot, I can separate the strings and make it 2 knots instead of one nasty bulky knot. You can make a knot lots of different ways as well. I am by the stitch marker, so next I will make, I think I got distracted and no, and did not make, I got distracted and didn't make the chain over here, so I will make chain and do it again. Like this. Then it will be chain 11, 1, 2, 3. And I connect this chain by the next marker, so leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the 7th cluster. I will make the same 3 extendable double crochets, 1 chain, and I will do exactly the same on the other side, going all the way till the marker space, and then I will make chain 11, leaving 8 for the front. Then I will make chain 11, leave 6 for the arm, connect it into the 7th, make again cluster of extended double crochets, and keep going till the finish of my row. For next row, the pattern will be exactly the same like this one, like previous row. 3 extended double crochets separated by chain 1. And I want to start it with this cluster, with this space. So I will make kind of single crochet backwards, chain 3, chain 2 will work as my first extended double crochet, and 1 like the one between, extended double crochet, chain 1, 1 more extended double crochet, chain 1, I will work all the way, oops, I need to work in between, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, oops, and over this place I will place one cluster into the first chain, again extendable double crochet, chain 1, all the same pattern, then next cluster I will skip chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 5th stitch, we'll make exactly the same, my hook can't tolerate this chunky yarn anymore, chain 1, and the last cluster on this chain I will place into the last chain, chain 1, third extended double crochet into this chain, chain 1, and I will keep going around, placing it between the clusters. On the chain again I will make cluster in the first chain, into the 5th, and into the last chain. Now the next part will be just flat with the same pattern, with the same amount of stitches you've got. It will be 3 extended double crochets separated with chain 1, and I will make 2 rows like this. So let's start with this space. I will go backwards and make single crochet, if my hook allows me. This is the end of this hook, chain 3, extended double crochet, start working into this space, chain 1 and another extended double crochet, chain 1, next cluster will be into this space. I'm making this a little bit tighter because I know this yarn separates, and it will be pulls if I don't go so tight, but you can work with different chunky yarn, and different chunky yarn will not require such a tension. So this is what I'm gonna do. I will make 2 rows like this pattern. If you want your sweater be a little bit longer, I will show you on this piece. If you want your sweater to be longer, we are on this row now. So 1, 2 row, and then it will be 2 rows of basically decrease. I will finish it off. If you want this jumper to be longer, instead of 2 more rows, you can add 4 rows. But of course you can try it on after every row, how I did. I made a row, I try it on. I made a row, I try it on, and this is how this shape was created basically. And you can try it on and see if you need to add more rows or you don't. So I will make 2 more rows, and then I will show you how to make little bit decrease. Row 15, the pattern will be almost the same as row 14 and 13 and 12, but the difference will be instead of 3 extended double crochet, it will be 2. So starting with this space, I'm going backwards single crochet. This is how I do it. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and extended double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then it will be next space, extended double crochet, chain 1, extended double crochet, chain 1, and next 2 extended double crochets will be in the next space. Chain 1, extended double crochet, chain 1, and so on. So instead of 3 double crochets, it will be 2. And this will be increase, just to shape it out a little bit, to tighten it around your waist. And row 16 and final row. So 16 rows and your jumper is ready. Isn't it cute? The last row will be 3 double crochets, chain 1. So to start the row, I can go backwards again, make single crochet and chain 1 because it will be ordinary double crochet, and then 1 double crochet into the space, second double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 3 double crochets, 1, next space, next double crochet, and next space, next 1 more double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 place, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1, 3 double crochets, I will continue the row, and your jumper or sweater is finished. Thank you for watching my video. If people ask me, I can even come up with balloon sleeves, how it is on the picture. I will see how many people like this sweater or jumper or vest. I think it looks cool, it looks chunky.